Hello there internet, hello there YouTube, welcome back to the Hermit Gamers solo hardcore playthrough of X-Men Legends to a classic old ARPG. It is abandonware, it is free, it will run on your toaster. What are you waiting for? Go check it out. If not, maybe watch this stream, possibly it'll give you a reason to check it out. Possibly it won't, you may find yourself being very slightly entertained. I promise, slight entertainment. Very slight, but still. Let's get in there. Let's get started.
Let the games begin.
And here we are, back on Act 4. It is, unfortunately, just the roughest act in the game, and we've kind of been creeping through. I swear I've done this exact qualifying. You know what might have happened? You know what I'm thinking happened? Is that I did have a crash on Act 3. I probably did this during the crash. That's crazy. Anyway, where's my boy? Where is he? Where is my firstborn?
Sabretooth, stay out of my way.
The
So
training course has loaded. You may commence.
Can't really hope to tank the kind of damage we're gonna have. We got a good amount of bleed stacked up. Oh, that doesn't hit him? How annoying. That's fine, that's fine. Just gotta get the little shit to land again.
The qualifying exam has been completed. Grade, passed.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
So, you know, this guy has passable boss damage. It's kind of his forte. And look at that, we got another qualifying exam. The only problem is, wait, is this Sugar Man? Alright, hold on, let's just... yeah, let's just go back, so I at least get my extreme tokens back. And yeah, it is Sugar Man. Ah, we should be okay. I just, you know... we just gotta dance with him a little bit like we did when we actually took him out in the game. The only thing I'm worried about is time. But we should be fine. We should be fine.
The training course has loaded. You may commence.
You know, we have 3 ultimates to throw. We have 3 ultimates to throw at him. That's it. That's it. Oh, so freaking close to dead. He actually got 2 shots off at me. Come on. That's what.
The qualifying exam has been completed.
Yeah.
Grade, passed. Congratulations.
It was a little bit different to the first time we fought him. Damage was a little bit better. I actually was able to take 2 hits and not die. But that guy, nah, he just does the damage. However, very nice. Just pick up a couple of juicy free skill points. You know, I've said it before, I shall say it again. This guy just wants all the skill points. He's got so much good stuff to throw them into. You know, like, we want this. It just, God, it gives us just a little bit of tankiness. We genuinely have nothing without it, aside from, like, just our base health pool. You know, we want this. It's free damage. It's crit chance. It's so good. But then we also want this. And, you know, what can you do? You spend them as you get them. You do the best you can. You know, as I say, you're genuinely not going to be wanting for damage. Now is probably the time to go ahead and get the Prisoner Misery quest done. Because I have promised that this is the finale, I don't know that I'm going to do the platforms, because it all depends on whether I have time. If I feel like we just do Prisoner Misery and then push to the boss... Wait, why are you just this horrible thing that exists here and nothing else?
Should get out of my way.
But yeah. Not too much walking simulator to play. And if I had gone straight back to the Prisoner Misery from the waypoint, like you're gonna have to do a certain amount of walking simulatoring in this act. That, or you're going to have to fight through these two areas again. So pick your poison, basically. I do it this way. If this weren't a hardcore run, I would do it the other way because it's quicker. But this is arguably the most dangerous area in the game. Like I'm really trying to think of like which area is more dangerous than this. With the infinites who do that spin attack, they're so freaking lethal. I mean, maybe the act boss for this mission, or for this entire act, because they come out as well. And I'm not looking forward to that. But yeah, here we are, we're on the series. And as we've said before, these guys, on Act 1, they were the most dangerous enemy in the game when we first faced them. They may be, in some ways, the Act 1 variant is still the most dangerous enemy in the game. Those boys did way too much damage.
My way.
It's a very mysterious box that just remained, like the cartoon box that just stayed floating in midair after the box beneath it was destroyed. But yeah, these guys, where you meet them, not here. Here they're just a speed bump. In Act 1, I'm pretty sure they've ended more than like anything else. Like obviously when you shoot, you find going with 4 people. But as I say, there's obviously some survivorship bias going on there. Yeah, a little bit frustrating. Dive that one. Get rid of them. There's actually no reason to go in here, I don't think, because you know, we've decided there's no reason to. So they can still damage. Oh, they are elites. Okay, didn't notice. One thing this guy does not want for is damage, especially like damage that requires very little skill investment, and that's the kind of damage I personally find to be the best. Because you want those skills. Doesn't matter who you're playing, you want them somewhere. You know, like even Cyclops, I was like dogging on his buffs and stuff like that, but it's like we'd still want them in defense grid, for example. Like assuming you had everything else, like then like, hey, defense grid is really good. It's just some like passive damage reduction against ranged attacks, which are what you're mostly going to be eating. The scaling on it is like, you know, too bad to justify spending skill points on it when you have other things that need the investment. But am I coming down the end here? Sorry, we'll just ignore these guys. Let them. Yeah, we'll just let them stack up there and maybe even just ult them out of our reality when we come back. When you can. Ult. Deal with things in a very safe and convenient manner. Why not? Pure quality of life ult. We're carrying 5 in the bag now. This is kind of where we get to the point where if we're worried about what's happening, like if we're in a boss fight or something, we can use our resurrection ult as well, although I still think that's really bad.
You're dead.
Get a little space. Couldn't afford to have those other guys pounding on us while trying to mess around with the combo shield. And here we go.
What's a number? What? Well, for
actually like super happy to just get the hell away from that ledge. If the stuff wants to follow us out, it's fine. I feel like civilized I don't want to smoke around a ledge with those big guys.
You're dead, me.
But yeah, they can get very tricky to deal with as a melee character, especially when they start getting like nasty auras.
It's locked.
Yeah, we never got the key card there, that's fine. Come in here just for the boss.
Flatten you. Come on, you can do that.
That was weird, I just like flew so far back. I couldn't tell if that was like some weird knock. It was like some weird rubber banding with the knockback and the movement ability, I think. But yeah. This... Yeah, you go through those security scanners and it loves to drop typically very dangerous mobs on your head. That said, if you go through this place slow and steady, there are a lot of crates to destroy. So... have it to use if necessary, even if you have to like. See, I leave these boxes now, and then I can come back and break them if I need to. Here's an example of it doing dirty. Because these big guys
Somebody help me!
can keep you stun locked. And you know, the odds of just two of them stun locking you to death are very low. But you still don't want to mess with it just because, like, you don't want to, like, be losing a bunch of, you don't want to be losing a bunch of potions or so on when you have those engagements. The little spin. It's funny. But when they have other stuff with them, and then there are auras and so on involved, the other stuff could be way more bursty, so getting stun locked, even for a moment, could get you killed. So I just want my ult up to get rid of them. Just shoo them away, get rid of them. Give them the broom. And, like, there's just never going to be a time when we're not going to want energy, but, like, yeah, our abilities are so EP hungry. Alright, where's this? It's getting so little per level, but even still, that's not going to get us any crit chance, so... yeah, we'll have to go with that. So this is at a point where, like, it would be nice to max it, but the bonuses of each level, like, cumulatively, if you get a bunch of levels in it, then the bonuses start to become quite meaningful. One, alright, that's fine. Aha. I'll take it. But yeah, collectively, the bonuses add up and they start to get good, but... oh, hold on a moment. Alright. Sorry about that. Ooh. Apologies. That's right, I can't go that way. Anyway. Part of being able to play through this game safely is just having, you know, is just the alt economy, making sure you have a button when things spicy. And guys can kind of spawn infinitely here, so you just want to...
Where are you going?
Oh. I does that have actually any value to me? It may be. It may be. All we can do is try it. It's good to have some proportion of, like, with your plus damage. You have some that give physical, some that give elemental, and preferably a couple, like, at least 2 different types of elemental. But you can also then go pure physical. It depends exactly on, like, your stat spread and how your ability works. But usually a mixture is good. But this seems to be a really good mixture, like. Depends on the enemies, of course, because it's much more likely now that we're going to come across enemies who are immune to the one type of non-physical damage. Well, not immune, but very resistant. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were two-shotting them before, but...
Getting away.
That must have been a crit. It looks like they're two-shot with this, so might as well leave this one. But all in all, this run has been...
Ain't gonna happen.
Let's portal back, sell some stuff. But yeah, like, I had a feeling this run could be, like, really dicey. A bit of a struggle. Because, like, you know, until you get that claw flurry, the kind of pirouette with the stun, you struggle a little bit in the early game. Astounding.
Any questions?
Oh, fabulous. Let's get back in there. But yeah, so I was a little bit worried about this guy, because like in the late game, he doesn't really have any tools to deal with burst. And in the early game, like really early game, which is where it matters more so. He doesn't have particularly great attacks. And the ultimate can, although it can be very strong, it can also be a little bit dicey sometimes. Hold on. Am I going back like the way I freaking came in? We're just not gonna say anything about that. We're not gonna talk about that. And we're just gonna walk back. Yeah, I knew because there's a waypoint there. But yeah, I was worried about this guy. No damage mitigation. Ult can be a little bit dicey. But he's had a decent bit of like good luck. He got really, really lucky with these items in the extreme early game. He still struggled quite a bit down there. Leave them in case I need to come back and scrounge for extreme tokens. Let them come to us, just so they're grouped up. Yeah, I was worried I was going to struggle a little bit more with this guy, but I think where his time is going to come is when we get into hard mode. And that's also where, like, I know for a fact that Cyclops can just kind of hit a wall in Nightmare. And the issue is his damage. It just... slow on those things is so bad. Your butter. Always nice. Don't get extra health. I think going for a little bit more strike on this guy. Well, that's... We should have the strength to just shove these down. Very nice, very nice. I see a boss mob over there. We'll just... And sometimes you do something in a game like this where you just feel like pretty, you know, pretty cool about what you just did. Wasn't like mechanically complicated. It was just like, yeah, I just made like a good decision, and that was like, the results were really cool. And that just to like split them up and get them out of the aura there. Where you And, you know, I try to make decisions like that often, you know, but like with things like throw, it's very difficult to actually implement it and throw them in the right direction, but it's fun when it works out. And yeah, you don't want to go down there when you solo. Although, getting through this turns the hazard off in the water, so you don't have to worry about that. Oh, you can't pick that up. Alright, that's so annoying. Okay, just ignore this fungus. Take a look at that rare. What do we got here? Oh yeah, we already have that one. This one. And the 14 damage reduction is really nice. In combination with plus damage. On its own, it wouldn't be enough, but... As a kind of side piece... It's a pretty spicy little side of fries, you know? There's only two of them, no elites, they don't get respected. Respect, we gotta own it. I was hoping if I broke the door there. Don't touch me. Yeah, I was hoping if I broke the door there, it might stop these guys from spawning. Stacked up for the stun, but out there where they can spread out a little more. We just want to kind of nip past them if we can.
Greetings. I can only hope this message finds one of the X-Men safe and sound.
Hold on a moment. Hopefully.
Up ahead, the cat also, you don't.
Yeah, hopefully I haven't crashed the game here. I don't really respect anything we have to deal with in this area. So I'm going to really try to push through here fast because I actually do need to wrap this up to help out a friend. The problem is that I have promised a finale, so I kind of have to. Yeah, I kind of have to get to the Act boss now. You still don't want a bunch of them spraying that goop. As I said, we don't really respect them, but we kind of do respect that when it's coming at you en masse. But yeah, not taking it too slow. Like, we're pretty much done with the Prison of Misery here. And then skipping the platforms was always on the cards. And getting from the sewer to the Act boss doesn't take that long at all. Like getting through Apocalypse's tower. That said, there are some very dangerous enemies in the tower. Get my little buddy. Good. Pop this. Yeah, I'm just pausing to take a drink there. But good to stock up on pots. Hopefully I don't have to go back. The attack speed, when you don't have the buff up and you're used to having it up, it feels so slow.
Do not let them looking so good.
like the enemy it's on, so we just kind of walk over them. I think I'm literally just saying exactly what happened on the screen. And my kind of in situ thought process, I suppose. But I can't imagine it's the most interesting thing for me to talk about.
Exterminate the
So I guess I'm kind of explaining what I did, why I did what I did. But in an area like this, where the whole idea is like, well, there's really nothing in here I need to worry about. This is just kind of like just a spot I kind of have to run through to get to the boss. A lot of really safe enemies. I mean, the brains are dangerous, but they're not backed up with anything that can mess you up when you've been CC'd by them, so... yeah. I still don't feel I need to respect them that much. Like, hounds can often spawn quite unpleasant stuff. That can really like lay some damage on you if you're sufficiently CC'd.
What have we here?
But yeah, all in all, pretty safe. And I'm not too worried about the boss. It can be frustrating because he ragdolls you, but you know. Boss damage is kind of our you know what? Sith Lords are kind of our speciality. Anyway, we're maxed out on potions. Just make sure we have our buff up. Get in there.
Well,
And have a word
You're
with this
so
jerk.
you're certain.
No, game. Actually, like, don't force me to
You
attack
haven't gotten
stuff.
all the brains yet.
It's a little bit annoying. He will ragdoll you a bit and just kind of slow you down as you go. Auto-targeting can also be very rude. Yeah, the damage is low. It's trying to force me to target.
Single brain remains alive.
It's so
You
annoying.
cannot win.
Do we even waste an ultimate on this boss? This guy is so good at killing bosses. It's crazy.
Way to go.
That does not mean I am super confident about the angel fight. In fact, it's the thing in this act that is concerning me the most. However, we kind of have to go there now, because as I said, I want to wrap this up, which means I'm skipping the perimeter platforms. And we got nowhere else to do, nowhere else to go, so... Alright. Yeah, I think we're going to pause on that for a little bit. Try to get this up a bit. At least now we're at the next crit point. And we'll see what we do next time. Anyway, we got to get to the sewers north. Pardon me there. Finishing with my drink.
That's very... Greetings. You'll be very good.
and spots like this can just be super dangerous to us because like we got range enemies here, but like where can we go? So at least now we can leave if we need to, but we should be fine. Man, those guys drop so much freaking loot. It's crazy. Gotta love it. But that is also quite a difficult, well, not a difficult fight, but it's always potentially a dangerous fight.
What?
Because, you know, it's just
Is
a bunch
there
of random
something
affixes
you-
come out. You never know what you're gonna get. You could get something like absolutely fiendish to deal with. That's awesome.
There's a lot to choose from, huh?
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna want that now, but we'll see. Hold on. I think I just sold gloves I didn't want to actually sell yet. Alright, that's fine, that's fine. Don't want to spend too long at this. Flap it about too much. But at the same time, it's like I want gear upgrades if I can get them because we're kind of skipping a decent amount of stuff. And as always, in an area like this, you know, I want to go through methodically, clear it out. And they do you dirty here because of the way these guys spawn in. You can't, you know, kite them somewhere where you can sort of kill them all, like herd them all together and kill them all efficiently. Focus, lovely. So things like those, they feel so much better when you play solo, like you yourself, and I'm super happy that you're just gonna always get these like little bumps to your stats as you go through. And I just say, statting in this game feels so good compared to Diablo because like all your stats do fun stuff. It's not like nothing is like Diablo is like you basically just stat for gear and then life. Like things that would be fun, like saying, oh well, you know, maybe I get some dex for attack rating, or maybe we get some strength to like buff my damage up a little bit. Like you can't do that. Even at like max level, you still like to put like so many freaking points in life. And then it's like you maybe have some points left over for dex to get to sort your attack rating.
Teleporter.
Yeah, this is going to be a really awful fight because there's no nice place to kind of just easy kite them away.
Looks like we found some rats. We're pro. I can't.
Time to fight, yeah.
Did you like that, punk?
it's so tragic, the breakpoint of like, don't quite two-shot them with this.
Teleporter lockdown has...
That wasn't too bad. I was a little bit worried about not having like a corner or a kind of clear sight line to just control and work out well, but they just didn't spawn enough unpleasant stuff for it to matter. Now this next area can be dicey, but we have pretty good resistances. Thanks to our passive. I mean, it's not like we have good resistance, we have some resistance. And typically I run with none. Because it's better to just have damage and kill the things that can hurt you. But this guy just doesn't really want for damage, so...
You're all mine, Cupcake.
Yeah, you're all mine, Cupcake.
You ain't looking so good.
Gods!
Ah,
I am Qua. You moron. Oh, yes.
Alright, hold on a second. I have to answer someone. And I'm so scared this thing is going to crash that I'll just save it so, you know, if it genuinely does crash, I can just relaunch it like on stream and get it back up. Yeah, sorry about this. Alright, sorry about that. Glad I didn't crash my game. And
Enemy has been sighted.
as I said, I kind of brought myself a friend out to me and stuff, and I just kind of just enough to not be like a complete jerk, and then I'll finish this up as speedily as possible, and yeah, that'll be all streaming for today. But I'm glad that we got off this act, and yeah, like it would have been nice to do the perimeter platforms as well, but like Act 5 is a short act, so I'll probably have time to do that. And, you know, realistically, I'm only going to do it if, like... So, like, you know, what are things I want? To make sure I have good items lined up, like for the kind of finale, I have good items lined up for Act 5. So the only question now is, you know, getting enough EXP to actually equip the stuff I have and get that final power spike at some point before the end of the game. So you know, if I were feeling light on gear, then I would have a good reason to go there just for that. Or if I kind of get towards the end of the game and I'm thinking like, oh, okay, I'm really close to getting this like nice power spike with like a level to gear on, then maybe we'll see. But this is also assuming I don't die. I don't think I'm gonna die in this tower, though there are some very dangerous mobs found here, primarily coming up in the next area. That said, the damage they do might not be that scary for us, because we do have a decent amount of resistances. But I'm not going to assume that it will be easy and then get, you know, my head kicked in. What I am concerned about is the final act boss. And not so much for the boss, although he can let you, or be something good. This could be something quite cool. Hold on, what do we got here? Oh, no, this is one of the bad ones. That's such a shame. Like, Vindicator's Gauntlets or something would have been so freaking nice in that slot, but it's still cool to find. Obviously, the Hammer of, I think it's the Hammer of Nimrod, would have been the best thing to find. That thing just giga buffs your damage to a crazy extent, but Vindicator's Gauntlets can give you a good chunk of damage too. So either would have been definitely an appreciated upgrade. But still, always cool to find a unique in this game that isn't class specific, because there's so many of them that they kind of like muddy the drop table. But as I say, I am genuinely nervy about the Act boss here, mostly because of the infinites that spawn while you're fighting him.
What took you so long? Why?
And it's mostly just getting those initial teleporter arms, which was fairly safe with Scott because we could donk them from range, but that's not going to be the case now. And we're not there yet. As I said, there are some pretty freaking dangerous enemies in here. And even if I have to come all the way back in here, and these guys damage. Thankfully. Thankfully.
Enemy unit in range. Where's the additional squad?
Thankfully, we chunked him down pretty quick. So we're gonna go through here.
Advance and attack!
Always so freaking satisfying. Just like, no. You too. Oh no, we can't quite. No, don't stun lock me, don't stun lock me. I just wanted to have some fun. That was a bit silly, but you kind of get addicted to those moments, and yeah, we just kind of keep trucking on those.
Get him!
Get him!
He can't be stopped.
I can't be stopped.
Need more power.
Yeah, we gotta. Do a little bit of side questing and
You
really
ain't
get those
going
doors
nowhere.
open.
We need help.
Just get that initial stun attack out of here. Alright, that's super dangerous. We want to kite that back. Would have been nice to get everything in the ult, but on his own, that guy shouldn't be too threatening. Another graduation exam. Free skill point, always welcome. Try to remember to go back. Oh no, that's right. You don't actually unlock that one until the last act, I think.
Can't be
Yeah,
stopped.
we're not quite hitting that two-shot break anymore. But we're almost at level 40 where we get a good chunk of history here. They seem pretty uniquely resistant to the bleed damage. Yeah, we didn't quite get the
Enemy unit in
that.
range.
Yeah, we have to kill So this is where the how you relying on that buff so much for damage can kind of bite you. Is like
I'm gonna pulverize
just
you.
because of the nature of the enemies we were up against, I could not take the time to just stop it. No reason to go all the way back up there. There's probably a couple of fights, but it's not going to get us to level 40, which is... Yeah. So this is kind of like, oh, maybe for the final boss fight, the smart thing to do would actually be to go do the perimeter platforms. But, look, I'm not worried about boss damage when I'm playing this guy. You know, we should be fine. I just need potions.
Is there something
And the infinites in that arena... It doesn't matter if I kill them, they just come back.
Luckily, one size fits all.
So, yeah, that's a cool find, but no reason to keep it. I sold the gloves again, didn't I? Yeah. It's fine. Ah yes, potions.
Is there
If
something
I don't get them, that's not fine. So let's grab pots. So I think I've bought pretty much all the level advances I'm going to get. I'm not going to need another respec at any point, and I can't, like, bonus skills have, like, you know, we're priced out of the market there. So there's really nothing to keep cash for now, apart from, like, I don't know, maybe some gambling. But either way, I'm going to be wrapping this act up for better or for worse. I am still concerned about the final boss fight.
Friends. I trust the fur. I stand for that. The beast ignore.
So we have some elites to kill in here, who can be quite dangerous.
Enemy unit in range.
Oh, that... Yeah, the damage against ads now is like not where I would like it, but it probably will kick back up once I grab my next upgrades, which are coming very soon. Like, we won't get them in this act, but we'll get them for the next act. But as I say, what I really need right now is boss damage and... You know,
This is
boss damage is kind of our one
Greetings. The name, Mr. Sinister.
one thing that we should always have. Yeah, I want to avoid them if possible, but at the same time,
Give me your best shot.
yeah, we do not want to be fighting with him on the inside ring, if that makes sense. No, no, no. So yeah, now he's gonna be a little
Leave
wimp.
the teleporter arms alone.
Leave the teleporter out alone. The teleporter out.
Leave the teleporter arms alone.
Oh, I didn't realize we could one-shot them with this. That actually makes this like so much nicer.
What do you think you're doing? Keep back from it, insane! Now the teleporter beam is out of control! Infinites, I command you, keep the teleporter beam
Now
away
all we
from
need to
me.
do is not let that happen, but also
Keep that beam away from me.
I don't have the bonus speed from Cyclops, so I can't just straight outrun the beam.
Infinites, I command you,
And
keep
this
the
could get
teleporter beam
really
away from me.
bad if I keep like eating shots and then going into like hit stun. Yeah, we have to employ just a little bit of cheese just to get here, which I don't like because I really don't want to use up the energy potions, and we want to stay the hell away from those
Destroy
infinites.
us all.
Doesn't matter if we kill them or not, we just don't want to go near them. Oh, you prick. Alright. Turbo charge here.
The beam is malfunctioning.
Leave me alone. Actually, I can use the beam. I should be able to use the beam to dodge the freaking infinites. Because it won't actually teleport me when it would be helpful for it to teleport. Then I just have to suffer and cry and be unhappy. But anyway, this is going fairly smoothly. Like, we just able to avoid the infinites, but we don't want to get ledge or anything, so... Yeah, we wait till he lands. And, as I said, the one thing you do not want for is this guy's boss damage.
Yes, go on. Not to worry.
You know, as long as you have the resources to throw at the boss, like... You need energy, you need some extreme tokens too are nice, but yeah, I am gonna loot this area. You know, because we're all done here and this has been fairly smooth. To be honest, not that bad of a boss fight. Using this as like a mobility skill kinda saved us. But yeah, just being able to keep clear of the infinites and just do what you need to do. And obviously having damage is, like I say, damage just solves so many problems. Because, you know, like what will get you killed in a fight like that is like the longer you spend doing it, the more time you fuck up and make a mistake. Like if you have to kite around and be careful and, you know, not get hit by this and not get cornered by that and, you know, kite this while DPSing that or something. You know, anytime you're sort of juggling a few things and there's a serious punishment, you mess it up. Then the most dangerous thing is for it to be something that you can't do quickly.
This ain't good.
Because the mental strain of like having to just keep your head in the right place and not start getting frustrated is difficult. That's kind of when the early boss fights, like you've seen it happen with me, like when I've done Lady Deathstrike pretty much every time on this channel, where, you know, sometimes I'm kiting it really well, but it's just like the fight goes on so long, and even though the punishment is more frustration of like the repeated like knockdowns and CCs and just like having to eat a few potions and blah blah blah, it just feels bad to get sort of bullied like that. Even that, when you just get a few wrong, it can like put you in a bad mood and then you start fucking up more. And hopefully, yeah. the cutscene does not
Thanks to your
freeze my
efforts, the
game.
remnants of
And here we
Apocalypse
are
Yes, yes. Feel
on Act 5, ready to get this boy off normal difficulty. And, you know, touch wood, I think clearing
have
Act
to
5
admit,
should not
I'm
be a problem. The boss, Apocalypse, could be an issue. Because he can kill you quite quickly if you give him the chance. And we do not have the ability to just walk around kiting him at range.
Did you need help with anything?
Like for free. You know, we actually have to do a little bit of bobbing and weaving, getting in and getting out. But yeah, that's gonna have to be for next episode. Until then, take care. Thanks to anyone who tuned in, and hopefully you saw something interesting. We're going to be doing every character in this game, or I'm going to at least be trying. Some of them I'm not sure you can really get through, but we'll see. Anyway, take care, Internet.